This is more so for the VOD. Visibility. Unlisted. We're going to go back to the start. Alright, let's see. I think I should just end the stream and just do. Alright. Accidentally left the microphone on during the break. I'm just checking for because I'm still getting messages about drop frames, but 2 minutes ago, yeah, we're looking good. All right. So today we will be recreating Trainz. We'll be recreating Gensokyo in Trainz. So this is not the first time that I've done this before. This is a prototype of, if we can just go to edit route, right here is a prototype of my original Gensokyo route. Here we have the Hakurai Shrine, which is honestly much too big. Originally the route had this huge balloon loop. Here's a small shunting yard. It's not the greatest design, not the best designed shunting yard, but that would have essentially improved with time. The logging camp on the Forest of Magic branch line is here, albeit kind of basic. You will be hearing some yelling and screaming. That's from one of my housemates. Please ignore it. And here's Korindu. Yeah. And then the main line only goes as far as the third station down, so. Yeah, I quickly abandoned this because there's some things that I wanted to improve that I felt that aren't really representative of what I know now. I also did try to do a new version of Gensokyo, this time set earlier, because I made this entire AU up that I'm going to label as Maidens of the Railway, Maidens of the Rail, and this is essentially an entire Toho AU that basically pushes back the foundation of Gensokyo. So instead of the Great Hakurai Barrier being formed in 1884, it's in 1876. And so this route is supposed to be like a period accurate version of what the railway in Gensokyo looked like in the 30s. I got a little bit farther, but right here it's just kind of lost steam with this, but I did learn some valuable lessons on how to properly do semaphore signals. If the signals could pop up, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, here's the Hakurai Shrine, and the Hakurai Shrine attached to it also has like this huge marshalling yard that is way too big in my opinion. But it's here, and it's actually pretty cool. Have some Have some cars. There's some cows. And here's a Y, and here's a small set of sheds. And that's all she wrote. I am going to put this here. Might throw that there. Yeah, I just like playing around with the rolling stock. Alright, what's this? Oh, this is just a blank. Is this broad gauge? No, that's... So, this is it essentially, and we are going to start all over again. So if we just go back to Surveyor, we don't save. Create route. Working scale. I'm going to go with Imperial because I like my freedom units. Yeah, this will work. Gensokyo. Remake. Yeah, very original. Very, very original. Alright, so we're going to go here. First things first, we're going to change that to 5 because supposedly that makes things a bit better. And we're just going to add a bunch of land. So this adds a bunch of baseboards. So we're making them 3 across. The railway will go through the center. Let's add some curvature. And that's a good start. Now to consult the route Bible that I wrote. It's a binder with about 11 pages in it. So route history. Alright, so the first 3 stations we got to put on the main line is Hakurai Shrine, Lower Hakurai, and Ferry's End. The Ferry's End will be the main line terminus of the Kirindu/Forest of Magic branch. And there are 6 stops on the Forest of Magic branch line. Forest Halt, Magician Road, Lower Corindu Warehouse, which is just going to be a siding, and then Makai, which will be at the end. Yeah. Sounds like a good first move. I could just put that down there. Next, I'm going to check up on the live stream for all right. So we're probably going to start the shrine right here. So let's bring out the filters. The other day I think it was last night actually, I made 2 pick lists, one for rolling stock and one for industry. So right here, so this is not just like industrial stuff, this is also like interactive stuff like stations and shit. Let's see what would be good for the Hakurai Shrine. No. Is this okay? I think we're just gonna have to build our own station using the Seattle and Carlisle assets. So that's platform 1. Alright, so left would be the up line, and right would be the down line. So what we can do is if we go to here, we add these 2 lines. We can put down track markers. This will be up line. This will be down line. Mostly putting those there as like placeholders. As far as track we can actually add, we can extend this down there. Essentially what we can do is at a point where we can have engines run around. So basically what that means is when you run an engine around, you basically uncouple the locomotive from the front of the train, go over a set of points, and go in the opposite direction. You basically move the train around the locomotive around the train. So we can just do that. Custom switch. Cool. We can do that there. And then we can just add buffers there. As far as other things, we can definitely extend this down, extend this forward, and then what we can do is, if that's like that, then this. Straighten that out. And this will be our yard entrance. Alright, so gotta consult the Bible again, this time for industries. Alright, so the Hakurai Shrine is just gonna be housing general goods. It's both an import and export, so we'll be using a generic warehouse. I can find it. I guess we'll just have to filter search. Let's see here. I think which one would be more appropriate. Which one should be more appropriate? On one hand, I like this like more shed-like structure, but again, the Hakurai Shrine is kind of like sort of in the middle of the woods, essentially. So I think a smaller goods shed would be better, I guess. If we could just yeah, let's go with the smaller one. Then we can just rotate it so it's facing the station. And we can just... So if it's red like that, that means it's too much of a sharp turn. All right, and then we do that. Probably add some sidings. So we'll go back here. Straighten that out. Move this forward up a bit. vertical siding. As far as siding work goes, this is not really sure if this is the greatest, but just undo that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Ooh, that is not good. If we just move that up a bit. Boom. That should do it. And then we extend this out here. Movie back here. Probably add another siding there. So I'm also going to rename this to Station. Shed. Alright. To accommodate longer trains, I think we should move this so it's just parallel to that. Yeah, this is a really great first start. We go to pick list and then we go to rail stuff. goes. So let's add another longer section here. Alright, let's see how far that is from the station. Another section should... Alright. Let's change the pick list back to industry. So next station up is Lower Hakurai, which could use Morton. So we'll insert a spline point right here. Just cut. And then we can add crossover point. Also going to do some other things. Let's make Alright. Making a river, making a river, making a river, making a river. Just high. Is there an option to smooth? High down. It's a mighty fine looking bridge. Alright. Spine height. Let's insert spine. I need to get shit, now I gotta look at the hotkey. Hotkey for spline. And then the shift key. Huh, it solved itself. Alright. Should probably smooth out that stuff. Smooth. I want it to smooth. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not talking. I'm kind of bad at this kind of shit. Oh, fuck me. Alright, I gotta take a call. We're going on break. Hello? Hi. Good. What do you mean? Oh. Right. Um, I mean, I mean, honestly, let's start with the one thing that I know the most, that I'm the most sure about. Um, you, your mom's saying like, oh, he's gonna go out and kill somebody. Like, bro, you've been programmed the living shit out of. I don't think you can kill anybody if you, even if you tried. Well, I mean, does your dad believe it? Then, I mean, so long you have one parental unit that's on your side, and so long he can argue against your mom, saying that that you're doing very well and that that you're uh that you're fine, then I don't really see where the issue is. Your mom's just being a bitch for like literally no reason, and I get why that's making you upset. And but honestly, just put some faith in your dad that he'll handle it, and you know, yeah, if your mom's doing that thing where she's just throwing shit to get you in trouble or to put you in a worse position than you already are, even though you're in a much better position than you were months ago. So, so have you tried just cutting off your mom altogether? Like usually when people are in an abusive relationship with their parent and they're the one being abused, usually more often than not, as soon as they either find a different family or move away from their family, they just cut off that abusive parental unit right then and there. And honestly, I think it's the best thing to really do. Um, Other than that, I have no real good strategies on to deal with your mom. Mostly because one, I've never really been in a position to really do have to exercise those sort of skills, and two, uh, I can't always fight your battles, even though I want to. But yeah, and honestly, I'm glad you called, even though I'm in the middle of live streaming something. But at the same time, this seemed kind of important, so I'm glad you called with this sort of information, and I'm able to ground you with what I think. So honestly, just tell your dad what's going on, and if your dad agrees, um, just try to have him be your best advocate. Also, try to advocate more so on your own. It's kind of a difficult skill, but it is a skill worth exercising, so I think you should do more of that as well. Um, Try to rationalize things first before you jump into things, just mostly so you can make yourself less upset. That is also a difficult skill to do if you're neurodivergent, but you managed to live through a bunch of crap, so I think you might be up to snuff of that. Um, Other than that, there's really not much else to do other than to just try and minimize contact with your mom. And if she tries pulling shit, and if she tries pulling shit on you, try to involve your dad or somebody you trust who can advocate for you and who is on your side. Bullshit, you already have a job. Your mom is such a card. Yeah. So, if she's lying about everybody in your family just to make herself look good or to make herself look better, just cut her off. Just cut off that chunk of the family. I know that's kind of hard, but like reality is you're going to have to like cut ties because you don't because you listen. Right now, I think it's best to try and mitigate what the more damaging effects of what your mom's been saying. Other than that, just try to hold on tight, and once you have an opportunity to just completely disconnect yourself from her, take that opportunity. So that's all I really have to say on the matter. I never really had to deal with abusive family members. I mean, I did have a weird relationship with my dad after he divorced my mom, but I was able to recontextualize that relationship. Plus, he's practically non-toxic, especially compared to your mom. So, you're welcome. All right, you too. Bye. I just realized that my microphone was on the whole time. Fuck. LIVESTREAM. Or maybe not. Yeah. That's gotta be in the VOD shit. Well. Fuck. Ooh, we're getting some lag. So right now we're making a riverbed. Try to add some visual flair to the layout. For so basically what I'm gonna do for right now is start work on the basics of the layout, and then we're going to do things like adding texture and scenery later, because what I did for my first two Gensokyo layouts is those first two routes is as soon as I got a town as a station set up, I would make the town. But making towns is wrong tool. Making towns is kind of hella difficult sometimes for me, so mostly because it's just selecting buildings and getting things. I don't know. Towns are kind of difficult for me. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we can go back to this. We just put that there. Cut the spline there, and we can start. Okay, that should give us a target to reach. And then Fairy's End can be just put right here. What do we do? That's curved, so let's go for long mountain. Alright, so this is still up, and this is down. So we put that there, and then hold on, let me go on break to check on something. Alright, we're back. Yeah. Mostly just dealing with the after effects of that phone call accidentally recorded. So I have a friend who's like having some parental drama, and it's none of your. It's nobody's business, but so not sure really what to do, because I don't want to process a stupidly large Sony Vegas project to try and cut things out. And why aren't you making a spline point? All right, there we go. All right, so here is going to be the junction for the Forest of Magic. All right, cool. So the Forest of Magic is going to be how it is in all my previous incarnations. It's going to be a single line branch line, and it will have a passing loop, so engines can have the ability to safely pass each other whenever they can. So ferry end cattle, and before we get to the weeds of the branch line, I gotta set aside the industrial buildings for Ferry's End. So we gotta go to medium goods shed, and we will need cattle. So I have actually a bunch of cattle loading station. Let's see if, yeah, changes. All right, so that's that. Do a small station. So once again, I have to consult the route Bible, and we will have to... Alright, first port of call is Forest Halt, next is Magician Road, then Lower Corindu, so... Forest Halt. And then... let's start work on the first passing loop. So at some point I will add speed boards and signals. Right now it's just getting the main bodywork of the layout of the route done. I think I'll add a tunnel here. Go back, and then use height. That's kind of an unfortunate shape. Now we will tamper down the sides. Just tune it. Attempt to make this more hill-shaped. Honestly, just doing this kind of a little bit better. I'll also add more hills alongside the line, mostly just for extra flavor and just to make the route pretty. Let's decrease the radius. kind of hacky, but alright. Now to add the tunnel. Change pick list, rail stuff. That's this one track. No, that's 2 track. I thought I had. Yes, that's 1 track. So. No, wrong tool. Silent because I am concentrating. This looks ridiculous, so I'm gonna. Do that. We'll add another passing loop here. Then we can add another station here. So we can just do this because I just want. We can actually use that for Corindu. Change the name. To be honest, that is a pretty garish looking station. Do we have small? good. Or maybe, yeah. So if I can just put that there. Do that. Add the beginning of another passing loop. If we just change the industry, we can use forestry. So this will be used for the logging camp. So, Magician Road. Rename this to Fairies. Because this is lower hack array. I gotta check something. So I gotta go down here. Platform 1, downline. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's see if that remains consistent to Fairy's End. Nope, and that seems to be my fault. So if we just splice these two, we gotta rotate this bad boy. .180. So then we just all right. Maybe it is consistent with platform, because that's the down line. Platform 1 is the down line, isn't it? Oh dear. Yes. Yes, it is. should extend that to make it more consistent with the others. Bugger. That. Fuck me. Come on. That's a bit better. And then here will be the junction to the forestry. And one more siding should do it. camp. Yeah, so the reason you wouldn't want to name all your industries and stations is so if you want to automatically set trains to go to places for them to pick up and put down stuff, it's important to have these named. And also sometimes if you name them, like things like they'll have like little special labels, like right here that says Branch Station 1, but if we name this Corindu, it appears right there. So it's kind of a handy thing to have. Other than that, it's just cool stuff. Yeah. So we'll bring this back up here. Now we're going to go back to adding more land. The Force of Magic. Because the Force of Magic would essentially be covered in trees, we can get away with using less bits of board, I guess. Let's just zoom out and look at what we got so far. We should definitely... I know that's kind of lame, but we'll also add another a small river. Personally, though, I do love adding rivers and stuff. Mostly because I like adding things like tunnels and bridges, and it's important to have like some sort of like interesting stuff to have on your route, you know. I think we should add a lake here. Okay, let's add water. Let's go right proper river. And now we can continue. We go here, change pick list, and we will go to Industry. No, rail stuff. Is this what I want? Yeah, I think that's what I want. And yep. Oops. Honestly, I can get away with raising the water a little bit. There. So I haven't had lunch yet, and I should probably eat at some point. I'll add Lower Korindu, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do there. I know I haven't been particularly entertaining, but at the same time, I'm kind of bad at talking and doing stuff. Like, probably that comes down to me being neurodivergent and just being not really great at all that fun sort of multitasking that allows me to be a good content creator. And it's also the same reason why I don't like editing large videos. That's why some of my longer videos are that's why a lot of my longer videos, seriously, no track? That's why a lot of my longer videos tend to be a bit less edited looking because of just how less edited they are, and just me not wanting, like, I wouldn't say it's not me not wanting, but it's more so just me being bad at editing big long things, because not so much my attention span, but like not so much my attention span, it's more so like me having the energy to really edit long videos, which sucks, I guess, but you know, whatever. That's why my video essays on video games and shit is I've more or less been on the short side. So this is Lower Korindu, so we will name this as such. Lower Korindu. Alright, so Lower Korindu's added. I think I'll add another passing loop. Here seems good. Alright. So I am most likely going to break here. Either that or cut this live stream into 2 bits because I want to, like, do other things. I'm going to hydrate real quickly. I want to do out and do some other things, mostly because I also got to do laundry. So that's fun. So what I might do is I'll cut the stream here, and yeah. So sorry. I'm going to add a couple sources to audio inputs because, so add source. All right, so all right. Is that better? Is that better, Snow Machine? I know you're the only one listening, and oh no. Oh dear, what can the matter be? It should be fine. Is that better? Is that better, Snow Machine? I know you're the only one. Alright. So... Alright, so... So as a little treat, I'll probably throw in a couple of locomotives and we'll do a test session of the route. Right now, the only thing there is to really do is to run trains from the Hakurai Shrine to Fairy's End, and then running branch line trains from Fairy's End to Kirindu. But other than that, that's really it. For all the one or two people that are actually watching this stream, thanks for watching, and I plan to do this more regularly, and by regularly I mean at least a couple times a week, whenever I can, because I do love working on trains, and I love route building, even though according to this, there are going to be 90-ish stations on this route. Some of them are more so goods yards with industries than they are actual stations, but yeah, 90 stations altogether. And that's including branch lines. There will be some other branch lines that I'll work on as the route continues. Right now, the only ones is the Yentei, the Central Gensokyo Agricultural Goods line. I also plan to do one for the Great Yokai Forest / Scarlet Devil Mansion, and that's really it. All I have to say. I'm probably going to do another video explaining the Route Bible and what's in it, but I am going to save that for later. Hold on, let me pause this. I have the live stream playing in the background, and Cyrano Fumo model for Trainz. I mean, in my channel news video, I did state that if anybody wants to make 3D models, they can contact me, and so long it's compatible with Trainz: A New Era, as opposed to, Trainz 2019, it can be done. But really, as much as I want models of all the Toho characters, I more so need buildings, and I need more like buildings and other things. Mostly because it would be really nice to have the different Toho locations be visible on the route as like either Easter eggs or as part of the main route itself. but for the time being, it's mostly using modern Japanese housing and commercial buildings and Western, namely read British, designs for the stations and station buildings. But until more assets can be obtained that are more geared towards the Toho project series, this is the best that I can really provide with the route. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will resume streaming hopefully this afternoon. I can't give an exact time, maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but we will